In the central part of the panel is shown the plan of the tower with the plan key. On the left side, the essential historical information about the building, while on the right side you can see the main front and the vertical elevation. Historical introduction. The tower was built in the first half of the 13th century, during the hegemony of Friedrich II of Swabia, Holy Roman Emperor, as a powerful defense system of the Salento territory against Saracen raids. The building is an important example of Swabian military architecture. 3 Angevin coats of arms, probably referable to Roberto d'Anjou, Prince of Taranto, 1331, are visible on the north wall of the base. They testify the Angevin change of ownership gained from the Swabian power, which occurred in the 14th century. At the end of the 15th century, the slow decline of the tower began. It became an ineffective and easy target for the artillery. In the following centuries, it was transformed into a dovecote tower and a storage area for grains. Its historical and artistic value was being outraged. Major damage occurred during the 19th century, such as the collapse of the drawbridge, later rebuilt with stones, the moat that surrounded the tower turned into a landfill, the fall of numerous corbels on the upper part and the gallery, the collapse of the 3 wooden floors. Thanks to the attention of several scholars, the unsafe tower was recognized in 1870 as a national monument. This saved the building from the imminent collapse. From its origins, the tower was completely isolated by a moat. Over the centuries, however, it was incorporated into dwellings that still lean against the tower. The tower can be accessed only through a doorway on the main front facing Via Veneto. The municipality of Leverano obtained the ownership of the tower in 1988 from the Negro family, conducting a long restoration project which finally gave dignity to the symbol of the town. Exterior. The tower, entirely built in Carparo stone, dominates the historic town center with a height of about 28 meters. The building has a square battered base ending with a walkway and corbels. Originally, the corbels supported a lost battlemented balustrade, whose existence is however shown on the coat of arms of the town. Through a stone stairway you reach the massive, parallelepiped building that rises above the base. The faces, oriented according to the cardinal points, are reinforced by 4 buttresses. The main elevation has a slightly protruding body which houses the double helix staircase. The staircase goes from the base up to the roof of the tower, through 2 separate exits for each spiral. It is illuminated by numerous slits which can be seen on different levels on the main front of the building. The top of the tower ends with a frame fitted with corbels, which, as in the walkway, had to hold a crenelated structure. On each side of the tower, you can see three types of openings, some rigged up and not perfectly aligned. The windows are decorated with saw-toothed frames typical of the Swabian style. A small rectangular window, and finally an opening, probably a double-arched window with a shelf. Interior. An arched door leads into the base. It is a single semi-underground room whose ceiling is an ogival barrel vault with a square opening in the center, through which the upper floor can be seen. Just after the entrance on the right, you can see the opening to the double helix staircase, clearly visible through a niche placed slightly above the floor. On the opposite wall, there is a circular opening corresponding to an ancient furnace. A stone staircase leads to the body of the tower, which can be accessed through a small entrance door. The interior of the tower is a single space, and you can admire the ceiling of clear Swabian origin. A refined cross vault with two-tone ribs. The ribs were made with white limestone blocks and dark tough stones, whose central boss is characterized by flower and faux pine cones. Originally, 3 wooden floors divided the tower into 4 floors. Of them, only the holes of the fir beams in the walls are visible. On the west wall, 3 fireplaces can be seen, 1 for each floor, and connected to the same flue. Other decorations are in Gothic style, embellished with fretwork patterns and intertwined plant motifs. Some windows are equipped with steps, which probably were used as seats for sighting enemies. On the wall you can see different niches. Some of them have a modelled architrave typical of Swabian architecture.